Hello everyone! In today's video, I'm going to show you a Quicksight tutorial for beginners. Now this video will help you know how to get started with Amazon AWS Quicksight. So without further ado, we're going to dive right into their website right here. Now, Amazon Quicksight is basically a cloud-powered business intelligence tool from AWS that allows you to easily create and analyze data visualizations and reports. Now, if you haven't yet, the first thing you need, of course, is to get set up with Quicksight. So all you have to do is sign up for AWS. If you don't have an AWS account, you just need to go to their website or AWS portal and create one. Now from there, you're going to have to head to the Amazon Quicksight portal and then choose the appropriate edition. It's either standard, which is basic analytics, or enterprise for advanced security features like ML insights. And then, of course, you're going to have to choose a region. So just select the AWS region where you want Quicksight to be available. Now here, the first thing we need, of course, is to get a quick understanding of the Quicksight interface. So this is our main dashboard. After logging in, this is what we'll see on Quicksight. So we have here the data sites or data sets, analysis, and dashboards. So here you can see there's info, or there should be info on recently visited. And you can also view more services right here. There's also the applications or the integrations. We can create one right here. Just some welcome note. And there is AWS Health, where this monitors the issues that are ongoing or occurring in your software or with the apps that you have. There's also the scheduled changes and other notifications. We have here the cost and usage, where we can turn on the Cost Explorer, which should appear here. We have Solutions, Explore AWS, Security Info, Trusted Advisor, if, for example, you have any recommendations. So right now we don't have any AWS businesses or AWS enterprise support plans. And there's the latest announcements as well as recent AWS blog posts. So let's try to open view all services here. And as you can see, these are the services that are categorized. So there's an extensive list here. Now we're just going to head back. We're going to check applications. If we try to create an application, I'm just going to let this load, and right here. So getting started with my applications, you can create an application to view your application cost, security findings, and metrics all in one place. So currently our region is set in Europe, Stockholm. So we can fill in the details here for application name and then application description. Tags are also optional, but if you wish to add a tag, then you can do so right here. Tags are basically a key and value pair that act as metadata for organizing your AWS resources. So this is also efficient for categorizing your data. And then there's attribute groups. So associate existing attribute groups with your application. And with the help of attribute groups, you're allowed to capture information about your application. So right there. And then once that's done, once you've filled in the details, then you can move on to the next part. Let's just try to create a random name first. Application name can only contain alphanumeric numbers, including dashes, periods. All right. Something like that. We should be able to move on to the next. Now here we can also add resources, which of course is optional, but it's up to you. Adding resources to the application requires a tagging operation. So AWS automatically applies the AWS application tag to all of the resources added to your application. So you can choose whether to search and select resources or automatically add resources using tags. So right now we're just going to make use of that. And then here you can select existing tag key and value. So for the role, We can select a role that has permissions to tag all of the resources. So we get to choose here. And if you have more, of course, there will be more options. Then we can select a tag key. Since we don't have one, then there's no options on the drop down. And then there's the tag value. So if there's an existing tag value, then the already associated tag values cannot be used. So here we can also enable group lifecycle events. What this allows us to notice changes to the resources tagged with your tag key value pairing. So here we're going to try to move on to the next. Or actually, we're just going to omit the entire thing since we cannot move on without an existing tag. So here we can review and create the application once we have all the details down. And once you're satisfied with that, just click on create application. And then this will be created and should be visible onto our dashboard. We're just going to let this load up real quick. And there we have successfully created the application 127358. So this is the dashboard for that specific application. You can turn on Cost Explorer here since data is currently unavailable without the Cost Management Console. So here there's no data currently available, of course, since we just created the application. And as you can see, the process can take up to 24 hours after you first visit the Billing and Cost Management Console. In the meantime, you can view bills, make payments, and manage your preferences and settings. So once your data is ready, you can view cost breakdowns, forecasted costs, saving opportunities, and more on this page. So this is what it would look like. We have the cost breakdown, recommended actions, cost allocation coverage, and saving opportunities right in this section. I'm just going to go back for console home right here. So as you can see, we can see the applications on this section. And we're just going to try to check what else they offer in the console home section. So we have the My Applications again. This will list all the applications you currently have and for all services. We've seen that a while ago. I'm going to head back to the console home. So right now we have billing and cost management since we already have a recently visited section and they will all get filled up here just so you have like a brief overview of what you've been doing. Let's try to check AWS Health for a bit more info here. And as you can see, there's no recent issues. Should there be any issues with your software, then you will be able to see them in this section. And of course, with automation, AWS will be in progress with fixing those issues should there be any present in your software. And that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.